Vlogmas day 11. I will light my Christmas advent candle as we always do. She says it won't light. Oh, it doesn't like being lit today. I have created my own Christmas jumper. This lovely bow on the front. So I think it's going to get on my nerves after a while. It's quite big, but we'll see how we go. I'm refilming a video I've already filmed today because I lost it. So today I am going through the children's Christmas picture books that I will be reading between now and Christmas with Sophie. So the first one is Only You Can Save Christmas, which is a Help the Elf adventure. So it's this one. It's by Adam Wallace and Garth Brunner. It said, it's Christmas Eve and Santa's list for Mrs. Claus hasn't been checked twice. Whistle for a partridge and yodel for the milkmaids. It's a North Pole emergency in this interactive holiday picture book like no other. Join Wink the Elf in this chaotic Christmas romp. Dancing is required. So I don't know how you help him to save Christmas, but you do just by reading it. So that will be one of the ones. This is a library book, so I will read that one with her. A lot of Sophie's Christmas books we now keep in the loft, apart from the odd few that she likes to read throughout the year. I always get a load of books from the library. Obviously we don't keep the library books in the loft. I just each year get some out from the library and add them to the ones that are hers. She just has a love for reading, and I am going to continue to feed that for as long as it's there. It helps that I'm in the library and I'm obsessed with books as well. So yeah, I will be doing that with her. She would read 10 books a night with me if I let her. So yeah, we will get through these quite quickly. The next one is another library book, A Very Corgi Christmas. It says, no one in London is more excited about Christmas than Belle, the littlest royal corgi. Amongst the whirlwind of shoppers and sparkling lights, she meets streetwise pup Pip, who whisks her off on a wonderful adventure. But when Pip mysteriously disappears, Belle realises only a true Christmas miracle can bring them back together. So that's that one. Some of these are newer ones. Those two are ones we haven't read before. And then some of the ones in the box are ones that we read regularly. This is another newie, The Snowiest Christmas Ever by Jane Chapman. Well, that one was by Sam Hay and Loretta Shower, Shower, I think it is. This was by Jane Chapman. It's Christmas time and snowflakes swirl around the bear's cosy cabin. Yippee, cheer the bear cubs. More snow, and sure enough the snow gets deeper and deeper, but soon it's right up to the windows. Will it ever stop? So it's just a family of bears. Snowballs, ice, Christmas trees, just what you want for Christmas. The next one is one we read every year. There's an Elf in Your Book by Tom Fletcher. We've read all of these. So there's a dragon in your book, there's an alien in your book, there's a witch in your book. We bought that for her for Halloween. This one is trying to decide if you're on the naughty or the nice list, and the elf is trying to make you do naughty things. And then at the end it's got a little certificate that you're meant to leave out for Santa, to say that you have been good and you're on the nice list. So yeah, she always wants me to get this one for her every year. The next one is The Stink Before Christmas. It's by Sam and Mark, who are runners-up on Pop Idol. And they've got like a Dick and Dom type partnership now, haven't they? This one is about Santa has got a poorly tummy, and there's a lot of weird noises coming from his bottom. He's stinking everybody out, and they're all wearing pegs and holding their noses. Sophie and me read this the other night. She thought it was hilarious. Children just love books with poo and burps and trumping and toilets in, don't they? So she's always going to love that one. The next one is The Night After Christmas by Kes Gray and Claire Powell. This is from the author of Oi Frog. We've read all of those. Oi Frog, Oi Cat, Oi Dog, Oi Duckbill Platypus. We've read them all. So yeah, I thought this one sounded interesting because you normally have the night before Christmas and all the way leading up to Christmas, but you never get one the night after Christmas. So let's see what Santa and Mrs. Claus do after Christmas. Probably sleep, which is what a lot of parents do around, well, wish they could around Christmas. The next one is Monster Christmas by Giles, Andrea and Nikki Dyson. It says, when Father Christmas needs a break, an eager young monster steps in to help. There's just one problem. Everyone's scared of him. Can Monster Christmas persuade the world to see past his appearance to the kindness that lies in his heart? That sounds really nice. The next one is one that I only brought home from the library yesterday. My friend Adele showed it to me and I said, oh, Sophie will love that. It's Ketchup on Your Reindeer by Nick Sharit. Sophie, last year Wigan Libraries, or was it the year before? I think it was last year, did a competition where you could win a ticket to go to an event where Nick Sharit would do illustrations with you. He would read one of his books, and you just get to spend time with him. It was like Willy Wonka and his golden tickets, trying to, you know, people going out to find them. And one day, once I dropped Sophie off at nursery, so it won't have been last year, it'll have been the year before, I saw that one was going live in a local park by me. So I took a chance and went there. There was nobody around. It was absolutely dead. There was just me, and I found this Nick Sharit golden ticket. I was delighted to tell Sophie she could go. Me and Andy had booked to go away for his birthday to Newcastle, and it was on the same date. So I was gutted, but Andy's mum kindly said she'd take her, but I was really jealous because I wanted to go. And Sophie had a great time. We've got a lovely picture of her with Nick Sharit. She's got one of his books that came with the ticket. And so every time we get a book now that says Nick Sharit, I'm like, you met him, didn't you? It's just one. You'll have seen these ones before. You can interchange. So this one's, do you like ketchup on your Christmas tree? And then you alter it so you find what you do like your ketchup on. So if you've got children, definitely consider getting this one, because Sophie giggled a little head off at this. She loved it. The next one is The Very Merry Mice. We got this one from a place called Book Cycle. Now I believe it's a countrywide thing. Book Cycle is basically a place that you can go to and you can get up to 3 books a day. Like, you get to keep them, and you just give a donation. So if you can't afford very much, you give as little as you can. If you can afford more, give as much as you can, and you're allowed up to 3 books out a day. We've got 2 in our area, so sometimes I'll do the 2 in one day. But like libraries, they were shut up. They've been shut for a long time. It's a place where I try and take the books that I've finished with, so they've got some new ones to add into the collection. And Sophie picked this one year, The Very Merry Mice. And inside it's just pop up. That's fallen out. You know, Sophie loves that kind of thing. It's just about cheeky Christmas mice playing amongst the ice, snow and mistletoe in this festive pop-up book that toddlers will adore. Sophie still likes it. I'm sure we'll read it this year. Maybe then we'll take it back to Book Cycle and they can give it to somebody else. The next one is Oh Christmas Tree by Sue Hendra and Paul Linnett. I think my Auntie Irene got this for Sophie last year. It's basically about the Christmas decorations in a house being a little bit annoyed at this Christmas tree because he doesn't want to stand in a pot and do nothing. He wants to get into the festive cheer. He wants to spend it with family and friends, do lots of activities. And his friends trick him and buy him a Christmas coat, and on the back of the coat is a lot of decorations so that when he stands still, he is in fact a decorated Christmas tree. So yeah, it's a funny story, but I don't know how I feel about friends tricking their other friend. So yeah, so worth a read. Sophie loves it. Oh Christmas Tree. The next one is One Snowy Night by Nick Butterworth. There's lots of these stories, isn't there, with Percy the park keeper. But this one is about the animals that come to his house over the Christmas period, and he allows them to share his bed because it's very cold outside. So yeah, that's always a nice one. I've put this one in because this is a series. We've read all of them. So there's 10 Little Aliens, 10 Little Princesses, 10 Little Superheroes, and there's one called 10 Little Christmas Elves or 10 Little Elves. And I get it from the library for Sophie. I haven't got it yet. But it basically picks off each one down from 10 to 1. They're all fine in the end. I think at the end of the Christmas one, they have a Christmas party or something. But yeah, popular with children, so that's a good one to try. We've also got Peppa's Christmas. We've got a million Peppa books in this house. I think there's a couple of Christmas ones where like Peppa doesn't get the present she wanted and then Santa turns up on her door on Christmas Eve and brings it for her. This one I think is Santa loses his list and Peppa helps him because she remembers what all the friends wanted. So Peppa Pig, always popular. Next one is a classic, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Andy, I think we saw this in a garden centre last year, and we got it because Andy said he wanted to read it on Christmas Eve with Sophie. We've also got Mr. Men, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, and an Olaf, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas as well. So yes, Andy will be reading this to Sophie on Christmas Eve. Then we've got a couple of these ones that you can get in like garden centres and gift shops with personalised to children's names. So Sophie's got Sophie's Santa's Little Helper, which is one that she got off her little boyfriend Xander. I think it was last Christmas. They met at nursery and they don't go to the same school, but they're still really good friends. And then Sophie Santa's Secret Elf. I think her nanny Sue got her that one year, so they just alternate the names, don't they, to fit the child. So yeah, I'll definitely be reading those. Rod Campbell wrote Day Zoo and Day Presents, and now he's not recently written it, it's been a long time, but Day Santa, and it's basically just the presents hid underneath the flaps. Sophie loves it, most children do. The next one, I wanted to be a postwoman when I was a little girl, and so I had the Jolly Postman, and my dad bought that for Sophie, and then when it came to Christmas time he bought her the Jolly Christmas Postman, and then he bought her a Peppa Pig Post one where she's in a pantomime and they're sending out tickets to the parents and replies and things. So it's basically all the letters, fairy tale creatures, and then they send letters and puzzles and games back in the envelopes. So definitely reading that with Sophie this year. That's Janet and Alan Alberg. They're the ones who did Peepo, aren't they? So yeah, we will definitely be doing that one. We've got Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This is one that she got from Santa as a gift when she was at nursery. It says, "And you," he told Rudolph, "may yet save the day. Your bright shining nose sun can show us the way. I need you, young fellow, to help me tonight to lead all my dear on the rest of their flight." So it's just a familiar story about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I think she was a bit little when we got that to begin with. Obviously I read it to her, but I think she'll take more interest now that she's a bit bigger. We've got Birthdays Up for Christmas by Karma Wilson and Jane Chapman. Again, I don't know how I feel about this one. This is all the animals trying to keep Bear up for Christmas, but surely you should be hibernating around that time. So yeah, but Sophie will like it. It's a nice story. The next one, then we're down to the last ones. I'm not going to go through them all, but we've got lots of I'll tell you the titles, but lots of Mr. Med ones, all by Roger Hargreaves. Mr. Men, A White Christmas, Mr. Men, The Christmas Party, Mr. Men, The Christmas Tree, Mr. Men, The Night Before Christmas, I mentioned that one, Mr. Men, Winter Sports, Mr. Men, A Christmas Pantomime, and Mr. Men, Meet Father Christmas. So we'll be reading those. She's got all the Little Miss ones in like a collection, so yeah, she likes those. And the other few I wanted to mention were, there's one called A Nuddy Ned's Christmas. Nuddy Ned is basically a child who never wants to wear any clothes, and I think his parents and all the neighbours and everything spend the whole story trying to get him to put his clothes on, and at the end of the story eventually his mum and dad just go, "What the hell," and chuck their clothes off and run into a field after him. The Christmas one is basically that, but there's lots of Christmas decorations and hats covering his bits. So Sophie thinks it's hilarious because he's in the nude. So that's one I'll probably try and get hold of for her. Another one is Dave's Christmas Cracker. I think there's a book called Dave's Blast Off. It's basically about a cat that trumps a lot. And then this one is about Dave. I think he's delivering presents and he gets stuck up the chimney, so they feed him a load of sprouts and then he trumps and pops out the chimney. Again, she loves that one. And there was one that she mentioned to me last night and I thought I've got to try and get that again for her because we read it last year. It's one, I think it's called Santa's New Beard, and Santa somehow shaves his beard off and then he tries all different things to make his beard come back. So I'm going to look for that one for her as well. So I hope you've got a few ideas there of books you could get for over Christmas to read with your children. If you've got any other recommendations, please let me know and put them below, because me and Sophie would love to read them, and let me know what you thought of any of these. And I will see you tomorrow for this was day 11, Vlogmas day 12. Bye.